sorry. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Hey everybody. After no further ado, Cat Martini,
We're back.
Larry Legend, and it is time for the first edition in 2024 of All Holes Belt. Yeah. All right. Welcome.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy MLK Day.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. You have kids. Do they care about that in school anymore? Like, I know when we were growing up, it was a big deal.
Major gave me, so the oldest, gave me a whole rundown on um, Martin Luther King Jr., what he did, what his stance was, and all about segregation. So he has given me the rundown, and I'm like, I don't remember learning this stuff in first grade, but okay.
That hey, I endorse that, regardless of any of the scuttlebutt over the past couple of years about Martin Luther King Jr.'s personal life. He stood for some good values, and that is something that's lacking. But we have no values on All Holes Filled. So now that that's out of the way, welcome to everyone that's in the chat. I see Gins. Shout out the Boulevard Bullies, and Brian Ginsberg is with us. Go ahead and share the stream. We want everyone to know that the holes are being filled the first time in 2024.
Yes. So, what
So,
has been going on in
yeah, what do
you so far?
Okay, I got one for you. I'm going to get right into the nitty gritty. And this one popped in my head right before we went live.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who didn't see, XPW presented Merry Christmas 2, 'Twas a Violent Night, on December 17th in Van Nuys. It was a great show. I was a little late, but it was a great show. I arrived right in time for you, Cat Martini. Okay? Right by the time I got there to the Airtel Hotel, you were ready to twitch that little tail and do your thing. But here's my question for you. You took a really hard bump. You took I think it was the Death Valley Driver. And what how does it make you feel to know that some people like watch that and like kind of get off on like the aspect of a woman being like thrashed about and crashed into something, like to know that just as much as like you may have a fan base of guys that want to see like this and that, there are also like freaks out there that are getting off on you getting like thrown all about and stuff. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm indifferent to it. I don't care what I'm more not indifferent about is the fact that it was Mickey Knuckles that did it. But
Okay.
whatever. But I'm here,
Right.
and payback's a bitch when you throw me around. Like, I may come off sweet and submissive and innocent, but Mickey Knuckles has another thing coming. And
Sounds like
everybody can stroke their wrestling penises all day, every day to me getting thrown about. I do not care.
I don't know. It just crossed my mind that I know me, and I know some of the freakish shit over the years that has gotten me off. And girl, when you went through that board or whatever that was in the hey Johnny Richter, shout
Yeah.
out Johnny Richter with a super chat, getting us started off on the good foot in 2024 while we talk about bad things.
Bad thing.
Um, but yeah, I was thinking like, wow, I wonder, does Cat like that, or does she like, like think like, ugh, there's so many gross like guys that get off on violence towards women. This is what I'm really getting at. And
Oh,
and, and
yeah.
in particular, you hit the nail on the head. Woman on woman violence. Like
Huh?
they that turns them on. So I don't know. It just
But
crossed my mind how you felt about it.
you know what though? It's funny because it's like, are you trying to like make it? Is it part of like the BDSM world? Like, is that? because I mean, you can have like a super sadist, which is just hitting
Mhm.
on everybody. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'm into all the BDSM stuff. I told Robert that I want to get a St. Andrew's cross for our playroom. So that's been my biggest wish list. But I want like a custom made one.
Yeah, you gotta go big or go home if
Like I
you
want a custom
that
made one that fits my body. So it's like
yeah.
where it's just not. So we know a few people that can put that together. But I'm definitely gonna do like custom made. I want a custom made St. Andrew's cross. I want a custom made like shibari rope pole play.
Mm.
I want to do that, even though Robert has no
Mhm.
idea how to use ropes. But I want to do shibari. I like shibari. Um, but yeah, so I mean, do guys get off on women being in pain? Yes. But are you asking for the pure adrenaline of watching a woman get beat up? That's different than watching
Mm.
a woman getting beat up for her pleasure.
Right, right. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just think of the crescendo of moves, and the ebb and the flow of a good match or a good show is like we're having sex. We're having
Mhm.
sex. And then you have that big boom and limbs are flying and you hear, oh, it was holy shit, and they're coming, at that moment. So like, I don't know. I guess I wondered how that made you feel as a performer afterwards. And shout out to you because that shit looked brutal.
And that was my
Mm,
first. I think you know what though. I think a lot of people get more surprised the fact that I do all this stuff with no experience and no training, and then
sure.
I just I don't know. It's a different element for me. So I just feel that being out there is a completely different like person. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So I mean,
All right. Well, that was a nice little softball, little underhanded pitch that I was thinking of before we went live. But let's get into some sex talk, some real good shit for 2024.
yes. Let's start. Let's
so
start
um
with the Larry sexcapades. Let's hear it. Give it to me. Come on.
Well, I think the last time we met, it was birthday episode. I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Larry, happy birthday!" And thank y'all for all the love. That was all the way back in November or December, early December. But since then, I decided to just self care. Take care of me and get my needs fulfilled because I'd been telling a lot of old stories on this little chat of ours, but nothing new really did I have to tell. So yeah, I hooked up with somebody that I met back in August that is a fan, and the plan was that we were going to meet up early in the afternoon and maybe in a hotel in the area and stay there until the whole night, and whatever happened. But the my friend was late, very late, so late that at the time that I arrived at the designated meeting spot, hadn't even left, and they were like, "Oh, we're meeting," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're meeting." Were you like, I guess, thinking I wasn't gonna come, so you weren't gonna move until I said I was there. But I waited around for like an hour, and like I established as soon as he got there, I'm not doing that because whole timeline's messed up. You're not gonna be in control of like me waiting around, and then nah. So we can just hang out and do like date stuff, which involved us finding a nice secluded place to park in the area that we met, and we just we did everything except that because it was very weird. He ate my hole. He ate the fucking shit out of my hole, and got it nice and wet and greasy and everything. And then he was like, "Are you prepped?" And I was like, no. And he was kind of like kind of a letdown. But then we started making out some more, and he like tried it. He tried to insert his himself into me, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, first of all, we're like in a car, like, and like, I like don't get it twisted. I'm down for whatever, but you're in a car, like, like in the parking lot. I mean, like, I know we're not doing what we said we were gonna do, but you were late. And this is just gonna have to do, but I'm not that type of bitch. It kind of surprised me, and this goes to one thing that we talked about on the Rob Black show about like how do you guys just do that? It kind of surprised me that in the snap of a heart, he was kind of like, "Oh, let down, you're not prepped," and then it was just like, "I don't care, I'm fucking," and I'm like, "No, you're not." So, um, yeah, we didn't, but we fucking did a lot. We did a lot. We ended up completely naked. Like, of course, we got into the back seat of this car and pants, and shirt. And then like maybe that's why he tried it. Maybe that's why he tried it because like I was butt ass naked in the fucking back seat of his car. And he's like, shit, I might as well do it now. And he was very disappointed. And that's okay. Because you know what? It's only the second time I was hanging out with this motherfucker. So it's not a grinder. It's not a club hookup or anything like that. This is like hopefully cultivating something. So nothing happened, but he's really good at the fellatio and the everything with
What
the mouth and tongue. We had a good
what
time.
kind of car was it?
It was a nice car. It was a yeah, it was actually a car worthy of being fucked in. It was like a Buick, but it was like um a newer one, like, not the ones that park themselves, but definitely like a lot of space in the back. And I didn't even realize this until we got out, but the windows were tinted. Like, so another concern I had before he started plowing me was like, if the security rolls around this bitch, ain't no way they're not gonna be like, and fucking car shaking, like we can see y'all. But actually, the windows were tinted, and yeah, it was one of only like two like romps that I've ever had in a car. I've never done anything in a car. And actually, the first time that I met this guy, we jumped into his car, a different car altogether, and fooled around. He didn't try to smash that time. It was just kind of first meet. But this time, he tried to seal the deal. And yeah, Johnny Richter, I'm a G. I ain't gonna let no motherfucker slam my cakes in the fucking parking lot of a fucking whatever. So I had to lay down the law. But that guy and I are scheduled. We're gonna hang out again pretty soon, actually, like within the next
Oh,
couple
yeah.
weeks. So, another story to come.
All right, so he drives a Buick that has tinted windows. Where did you come?
Where did I come?
Yeah, where did you come?
We came. We did the hand around each other. We did the hand around each
What
other.
came on yourself? Like you didn't
Yes.
like
Yeah.
turn
We
on.
we 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 we. Do you know that move? That's the
Yeah,
like and
yeah,
just did ourselves.
yeah.
It was great. Okay, Eric wants to know if I rub butterscotch on my gooch. No, I don't actually rub anything on my gooch unless they like have some wet and wild or whatever. Um, I like my asshole eaten, and I like it eaten so long that it's just a juicy wet mess, and that is enough to be rubbed on my gooch. That was one, but there were three. There were three adventures that I have, but I feel like if I give you a little and then you give me a little. So, um, how was your vacation?
Good. Last time we went to Florida. There wasn't any like real spiciness. We did it once and it was very quiet before everybody got up. But
I love those sometimes.
But you wanna know, okay, so overall the vacation was fun. It's always great to be in Florida where it's sunny and it's warm and it's nice. So, but that's not sexy. We're here to talk sexy. Come on now.
Well, you know, I mean, I saw y'all on the beach. I saw y'all on the beach, and I saw a very kind of like over the shoulder booty shot, and I was
Yes. But
thinking in my head,
when you have a man that worships every aspect of you, like out in public, it's like very, very hot and sensual. I like it. I
oh
like
yeah, well that was a very sensual picture. I loved it.
Oh yes. Oh yes, he is very proud. He's very proud of oh my yes. Oh.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
So I always make it a point to say that Rob Black has like humongous balls. Like no joke. He really like his actual balls are just big. They're just big. And he like sandwiched his dick between his balls. And I was like, let me see if I can put all of it in my mouth. His balls are so big that I can either do one ball in the tip of his cock or both balls. So I just managed to get both balls in my mouth. That just means I have a really
Cat,
big mouth. Oh,
I am so down for that type of shit. Like I have tried that on several different partners. Just like let me try to get the whole in like just like it's so fun to try. Um, it's also very like kind of like you trust me because this is my jaws that I like so it's an awesome feeling to have a partner that is just like yeah put my whole junk and balls and everything and gooch in your mouth.
well, I have a long tongue, so he gets sweet throat tongue treatment a lot. So
Nice.
that's just my go-to. It's just like
Yeah, yeah. I love foreplay. I love foreplay so much. I had another experience not too long ago with this is a I guess you could call him a regular. This is a regular of mine. And we've just, hooked up when I come over there, you know why I'm here. I know why you're like, me and like buzz my number. And we did so much foreplay, me and this guy, that when we actually got to the sex part, he came so quick. And I was thinking to myself, good job. Because sometimes, for me, it can become very arduous carrying someone on your back, like waiting for them to come. Like some guys like take forever. And that is great in the moment, but the next day your back sore, everything. So I really appreciate it with this guy, and I will just reveal all with this guy. He he also ate my ass, but he did it in a very strange way. He like butt like flat on the mattress, and then he just like buried his head like directly
oh, yeah.
and wet like that other guy in the car. Then he like leapt on me and like fucking the like part that was like all wet and shit. And then this was the hottest thing of all. It never had happened to me before. But then after he had like thoroughly shagged this to the point of coming, he leapt up from that position so that he had the flats of his feet on the bed while one knee was leaning. And then he started jerking off on my dick. And then he came, and then I used his cum to jerk off, and I came.
That's so hot.
I know. And it was a Sagittarius, and I'm like, hell yeah, we some motherfucking freaks that know how to fucking turn this shit up all the
I love it. I love it whenever your partner is like just like let loose. You know what I
way.
mean?
Oh, it's so free. It's so free. It's so free, and it's like I didn't know where he was going with, but the climax and the end of it was something I never expected. It never happened.
I oh my gosh. I yeah, I like that story. I like whenever, like, especially if you're naturally submissive and your partner is
Mhm.
you're like, "Okay, let's do it." Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Partners and nobody had anything, so we kind of had to, like, I respect people, and this is a long-standing go-to, so no condom, no fucking, but we made it hot as fuck. I wish I would have filmed it.
You know what?
It's one of them things that I play in my head and immediately get hard thinking like, I can't believe we did that.
The other night,
Mm.
so for the first time, and I thought I did it to him before, but I have this is like a weird little fetish that I have. I like to, whenever I'm giving a blowjob, I like to stick the tip of my tongue into the pee hole
The whole.
and
Uh-huh.
then like move around because in the pre cum and it gets all sensitive. And then I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that, and Robert's like, "What are you doing to me?" And I'm like, "I'm inside your pee hole." He's like, "I don't know. Kind of feels," and I'm like, "What does it feel like?" He's like, "I don't know. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know if I like it or I don't like it."
Oh, he liked it. You know what you were doing? You were filling his pee-pee hole. That's what you were
Mm,
doing. How about that?
stuff. I like all that weird little.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll let him pee on me sometime. I don't know. I still never been
I those yeah,
like when I
those
say
are things that I
yes, I've been peed on. Like Robert, when we're in the shower, he pees, but like in a sexual way where I'm like, "Give me your piss." Ah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm looking for the right one to piss on me too and to allow me. But I always think about cleanup. You know what I mean? Like, there's the like, what are we doing? This if we're fucking on the futon or the mattress and you piss, it's gonna soak through, and then it's gonna smell like piss. So, like, do we like do a tarp? Do we like put like a shower curtain down first? Like, I don't
I
know. I
think
guess.
it's all that stuff is like spur of the moment. I hate like I'm not a fan of premeditated sex because then it sounds
Mm-hmm.
old and you just give enough and have to do it to survive. I'm more of like, let's do this. And I also been adding characters lately. I was Fiona the maid, then I was baby girl, and now tonight I am Katie, and I'm going to seduce my best friend's dad, Mr. Zakari.
Like some American Beauty, some American Beauty shit.
I like that movie. I know people
Ah,
Kevin Costner, but that movie was really good.
yeah, Kevin Spacey.
Did
Yeah.
I say Kevin Spacey?
Um, you said Kevin Costner. You said Waterworld.
I'm like,
It's okay. I shouldn't have even corrected because I hate people who do that. But my favorite aspect of that movie is the like gun-toting conservative fucking, you know, all these fags should burn. That guy who like that as twisted as it is the American beauty. Is that a lot of the times that hyper toxic masculine guy just wants to kiss another man deep down inside and see what the fuck is this hype all about. These motherfuckers can't be all crazy, but they can't.
they
They
can,
can't.
they can.
Nope. That's the American Beauties, which is kind of fucked up. But yeah, I love that movie too, and I love that whole angle with Mina Savari's character, just like doing her little, twitching her little cat tail, and you know,
So long, like it's so long, and I think it even was on Netflix for a little bit. I wasn't
yeah.
sure.
Can I ask you one? Let's stick with that American Beauty theme for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where and I think we maybe touched on this a little bit, but where like right at the moment before you're about to fuck, the person like reveals something to you that totally brings your boner down. Like, remember Mina Savari was like, "I'm a virgin." And
Um,
like, whereas you would think Kevin Spacey would be like, "Oh shit, I'm fucking this now." He actually is like, "Whoa, that is a problem because the fantasy that I had of you is like this hot girl that fucks like a fucking machine, and now you're telling me you've never done it. let's put your clothes back on.
Have I ever been where my lady boner deflates? Yeah. Um, when when everything is too rushed in the foreplay, it's like I don't want to be like you gotta warm me up. Like if you're not gonna,
Yes.
and it's all about you, and I'm just like you ain't getting nothing out of me. Like you better
Right.
lube and a condom because I don't want this. Or I'm just like, fuck it. Like goodbye. Like
Hmm.
I'm done with.
Yeah.
Or if they say something weird, and I don't get weirded out during dirty talk, but there's been a moment where somebody said something, and I was like, I don't know if I'm the one you want to be doing this with, but okay.
So I have a little confession.
Okay, what's your confession? Because I haven't
Um,
answered.
what?
Sorry.
Did I ask you something and didn't let you answer?
What?
Did I ask you something and didn't let you answer?
No.
Oh,
John Richter asked something, but I want to hear your
oh,
confession.
do you first, girl. Do you first.
But you got me all like amped up for this confession.
Oh, okay. I hooked up with my ex too, because remember I said I've been like on a little, yeah. Um, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed of it. I'm also not ashamed of it. Um, and there's something about the familiarity. I'm sure you can relate with, a long-standing partner that just knows exactly everything that is going to make you come.
Hmm.
It's the best, and the most significant thing about this time was how much he was talking to me during, and for the past however many years, he's always been kind of quiet as a mouse, but there was a lot of vocalizing in this, which like really was like turning me on and kind of like making me think like, oh my god, is there something still here? Like, like if you,
Oh,
did you just do that much that now you've got to express your words during this? Um, but yeah, that too. And it was New Year's Day. It was the first day of the year, so I think it's very appropriate to start 2024 off with a fucking bang, and I did. So
that's, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you have to be with that familiar penis or pussy.
mm-hmm,
Be like,
mm-hmm,
all right, I'm good. I know what I
yeah.
like. I remember now. I still got it. So let's get
Yeah.
back to the game.
Oh, such an ego, such a little kind of like ego, like yeah, yeah. Not to say that I was lacking, with those other stories I just told. But like it was a nice little kind of like yeah, Larry, like like you could probably have this whenever you wanted it, but I don't know if that's best for business. There's a reason we aren't really an item anymore, So
I like it. Get it.
yeah.
Get it.
Answer John
Okay.
Richter's. Ask
All
John
right.
Richter.
So the question is there anything that, hold on, it
I know it
says,
just went up.
is there anything she does with Rob or another woman that she will not do on a triple X film? No, everything that I do, I have done. But I'm probably more, um, I like my sex a little bit more aggressive than some of the stuff I have done, but that's just over time of tolerance building. So, when it like some of the BDSM stuff that I've done, I do like more aggressive stuff now just because it's just being in your 20s and then having more sexual experience kind of just goes with age. Like fine wine. Well, that's
Ah, yes.
getting old.
Hell yeah. So wasn't that something you wanted to chat about a little bit about like the horniness of where
Oh,
you are
I have been. I'm like I don't know, man. I have been a horny little slut for Robert for like 3 months now where I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, I need it. I need it so bad. Or, like, now he has to, like, give it to me, like, double the amount he was already giving it to me because I can't not handle. I'm always wet and I'm so horny all the time, and it's like, I'm not pregnant, so I know it's not that. But I'm like, "It must be because I'm getting old."
Yeah, you know what you're turning into, Kat. You're turning into one of my favorite porns to watch, a hot wife.
I know.
Cause you know,
But,
you
like,
know those hot wife porns. They're all like just insatiable for like fucking like
I know.
you know.
I told Robert that I saw this tattoo. I don't know if I sent it to you, but I sent it to a couple of the girls where the guy's getting tattooed and it's his wife and she like bites his shoulder like through like the the wrap, and then the tattoo artist like traced over her teeth marks. And I was like, "Ah, I want Robert to do that to me except on my butt cheek." So I told him, I was like, "I want you to bite my ass. I'm gonna get it tattooed, and then I'm gonna get Daddy Z tattooed into it." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Cause I want to be branded by you."
Yes, that's hot. That's fucking hot. Like this fucking pussy is owned. This motherfucker took a bite out of it.
Yeah, like on my ass cheek too. I think that's the most
Mm-hmm.
prominent thing. So then when I wear bikinis, people will know.
They'll be like, damn,
I'm
somebody
trying,
sunk their teeth in it.
and I'm getting him this so close to doing the daddy thing. Like he's this close. Okay, maybe he's like this close to comfort, but still, I'm trying to get him to get used to me calling him daddy, so then I can do the ultimate role play.
Oh my gosh, that's so hot. I remember one time this is like years ago, I was dating, and this guy who's like, I became friends with, we're still friends to this day, but he was kind of like on a mission to get me to buy him some like something. And he said, "Daddy, please." And I immediately, like, I immediately bought it. Like, immediately, like, didn't even like, hesitate. And I was like, whoa, that is something to remember up here. For like your weakness, your Achilles, because
Oh my gosh,
I really didn't have the money to spend, but he knew what to say to get those fucking. They were like diesel shoes. So I'm dating myself. We're talking like 2005, you know. But yeah, that daddy is I like that some like hard guys refer to each other as daddy. Like that's like a like street thing. Like now, like they call each other daddy. Like I think that's so hot. Like I think it's so hot that like these guys are like calling each other daddy and totally straight, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all for that. Me too.
or what? Right now, I'm kind of stuck at Mr. Zakari. That's where I'm at right now. So I got that much, and
Hmm.
Suno will be daddy. I'll get him. I'll cave him.
Yeah, all you gotta do is make sure he watches enough episodes of All Holes Filled.
Well, he pays attention enough when I because I've been doing it to him like, "Daddy, Daddy."
And he's like, "Oh, stop." He probably weirds him out.
He's like, "Oh, Jesus." Before,
Yeah,
I wish you could have seen him before, because before he would always be like, "Ah, no." Now he's gonna like, "Oh fuck, my wife is not gonna let it up like at all. She's gonna keep doing it." It's like you might as well cave into me now.
is there anything you don't like to be like the way that he feels about you calling him daddy? Is there anything that he says to you that you're like, oh, it's so Robert, stop it?
No,
Like,
no,
yeah, you're
no,
down for whatever, just like me.
no. But there's really nothing. I feel that I feel like my bratty side is coming out. So now there's now all right. So he doesn't have it's not the pet names that bother me. It's the dirty talk, because there's one line, and I know it's part of like Like if you're into degradation, then it's like thing, and I'm into it, but I always laugh. And he's always like, "Yeah, all those guys want to fuck you," and I'm always like,
You know? Oh,
I'm like,
aw.
I'm like, we're in mid thrust, and he's like, "Yeah, those other guys who want to fuck my pussy," and I'm like,
I I
no, and it's not
I
even like like the claiming part. It's not even like this is mine, mine. It's just that one line, and I'm like, it always makes me giggle. Like it makes me giggle because it's like, yeah, that's so true. Everybody wants to fuck the daddy.
yeah. That reminds me of one time I was with this one guy and he's it's the weirdest thing anyone ever said to me in bed. He I mean the show's called All Holes Filled. He was eating my ass and he stops and he goes, your asshole smells so good. And I was like, really? I mean, okay. Like
What it smell like? What like was he like?
nothing.
What?
I didn't do any prep or anything. I guess maybe I'd like showered, but maybe it was my soap. But he was just like, I didn't probe. I was just like, huh, it's a first. It's a first, you know.
Your asshole smells so yummy.
And then like I'm like, so what is yummy smelling asshole? Is it like a like
Yeah,
roses? Like what do you? But that was
you
kind of
know,
like
and I
that
know
was
what
like a
you've
one
done
night thing.
before.
He may have just been gassing me up to be like, oh yeah,
Oh,
now fuck it.
no way. No way. But remember what was it? What were we talking about? Oh, when you can smell the guy's cum before he
Hmm.
actually comes, like
Hmm.
that buildup.
Hmm. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
turns me on.
That that man musk.
Oh, I love it. I think that
Hmm.
mm, I'm like, come in my mouth. It was funny because we were actually talking about the other night, and he's like, we never done blowjob to completion, and I'm like, we have tried, but somebody always wants to slip it inside my cunt, so I don't know what to tell you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like for real, like anytime, every single time, it's been like, let me just give you a blowjob, or we'll just do a blowjob and be quick, blah 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 blah. No, he like
He's
went,
got to fuck.
yeah. He's like, I
Yeah.
can't just pass it up a stair, and that's not fair to you. And I'm like, oh,
That's so. I long for that.
heck.
I in my experience, I make guys come really quick with my head game, and they don't like that. You know, I guess I just don't. I'm just racing to the finish line, and I'm good at what I do. So you
Yeah,
know,
oh, you wanna, you're like, I'm gonna make you come, motherfucker. So
it's a
go,
goal.
yeah.
Yeah. How deep
Where
can
do
I
you
go
where do you like guys to come?
inside of me?
I think I asked you this before. If
Yeah,
you
inside.
prefer anal or
I've never
face.
had anyone shoot on my face. I've never had that happen. I've had guys like try, and I'd be like, I'd rather not. Just do it in my, just I'll suck you and you come, you know, like that, or in me, you know, like. But just I don't want to. I don't want that feeling. Um,
You don't
I'll
like
tell you one time I was doing a missionary and I came on myself. I told you about this. I cried, and when the cum hit my face, it was so hot. Like at first, I thought I was like, "Is he sweating on me?" And then another blast hit my face, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's my cum." You know, that was hot. So maybe I should give that a whirl. I mean, yeah, if I guess it was hot to have that hot like liquid, like because
yep.
it's blazing, you know, when it first fucking hits your flesh. Maybe I'm into that. I never tried it. Somebody want to come on my face?
They're taking applications.
Yeah, we can film it and put it on my OnlyFans.
Ooh, Larry gone wild. Watch out. Luscious Larry's on the loose.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
oh,
what else? What else do we got on agenda for tonight? You gave me some bullet points, but I never look at anything. The Boulevard Bullies
Um,
will tell you.
but I feel that like because we're kind of talking about like being the dominant and the submissive and the aggressor and then the person that's taking it. Have you ever played with like the BDSM world, or is that still?
So you want to know something, Kat? It's I was talking to a childhood friend who was asking me like, so like what do you think started you on the path of being the way you are? You know, Like, this is a person that does not resolve you're born this way, but that nurture brings it out of you. And like I was telling him I think it was He-Man, like because He-Man was like a cartoon that I grew up on that like very prominently displayed the male member often, right in your face. The toys, the cartoon, and then that kind of turned right into me like looking for that in other places, which is like pro wrestling. Um and what this also led me to believe or led me to discover is that when I was like prepubescent, I'm talking 12, 13, 14. My favorite activity was inviting guys over to my house and like shoot wrestling them. Like really, really hard. Like let's wrestle to see who is going to win. And there would be sometimes that this would turn into fights, but we would always make up, because they were like spending the night over my house, or I would get mad that they actually could keep me down. So I would start to like fight really hard and like swing. And I wonder if that is like kind of also part of what led me to wanting to do this, like, and actually come off of it, not do the like sweating and heaving and all of this for like, I'm trying to beat you and prove that I'm a man, but like actually, like, let's see who's going to be the top. How about that? How about you don't feel like being the top? All right, well, then let's just whoever, if I want it, I'm taking it. And if you don't want to give it to me, then you take me, like it's something that definitely is intriguing to me now, looking back at my childhood and adolescence and sort of like always wanting to like wrestle my friends on the carpet, like all it was just like a given. If you came over Larry's house, we were playing video games and we were wrestling.
But
And you know what, I actually had someone randomly a guy randomly hit me up and sent me all these videos of this like basement wrestling that he does and he films, and like the guys are always like strapped up in these leather things, and they're always like pinning each other, but like the guy's like just trying to get out of the pin. He's not like really like fighting that hard to get out of the pin. He's like just kind of squirming, and the guy told me that I had an open invitation. If I ever wanted to be a participant, he would love to like do a match with me. So I never pursued it because it was a New York thing, and I'm down here in Baltimore now. I'm up in New York a lot, but I'm down here in Baltimore now, so I never really pursued it. But that might be some more content for the OnlyFans. Come on Larry's face and BDSM wrestling, basement wrestling.
they're Kink. They have Ultimate Surrender, which I think is just the girls. Maybe it's both.
Hmm.
I don't know, but they have a wrestling one for the guys that is just wrestling, and then whoever wins is the top. Sometimes they have
Mm.
who they want to win, and then sometimes it's like, all right, let's have these two go at it because they're our bears. So we'll have two bears go at each other and see who wins. Like they do that a lot, and they have like the
Wow.
guitar and the
Yeah.
the one the shorts, a romper
Yeah,
style.
the one that's like a deep V.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That shit's hot. And I don't know, just talking it out with you and filling this hole, and also the conversation I just had recently when someone grew up with me who maybe always had an inkling that maybe that was like part of me, but then was like, "Well, yeah, I just want to know when did it start to change?" And I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I really think it was He-Man. When I think back to like, that long sword, by the power of Grayskull, I had, all of that dick, his fucking dick in the fucking little
Oh,
like underwear shit that he wore, you know? And then it's like, well, was little Larry now trying to find that for real? You know, where can I see that kind of for real? Ah, wrestling. Hulk Hogan wears those little underwear, and he's really sweating. He's at a cartoon, you know.
yep.
And then that, as I grew up, I always was watching wrestling and always wanted to wrestle. So that may have really been the nurturing of evolving Larry into the legend.
Um,
And go figure, look at the biz I'm in right now. I mean, I
I
can't
know.
stay away from it. I can't
Look
stay
at
away.
that. Look at that. You're still in it. You're
Yeah,
still
I know. It's like,
big a part of your life. But yeah, so that's kind of hot. The
who
penis.
do you believe in that type of stuff, like predictive programming and like MK Ultra and like how like things that like are on the surface, like SpongeBob, are actually like,
Oh, like
do you know what I
just
mean?
degenerate and just like, what the hell are we watching all the time? All
Yeah,
the I
yeah.
watch stuff and I'm just like, I
I know.
what this what just happened here? Like, when you said SpongeBob, the fact that Plankton has chum bucket, Robert was like, "Does that say cum bucket?" I'm like, "No, it says chum bucket." He's like, "It looks like it says cum bucket." I'm like, "That's the whole point."
But so that is a prime example. Like the master manipulators know how to like weave language and words to like say one thing or sound like one thing, but actually program people to like, you know, certain lifestyle choices, and it's very early on, you know.
I have a couple questions for you that I'm gonna ask, but off air, just because it's for my own personal curiosity. Not
Oh, that's
I
gonna
don't want
leave everybody wanting.
no, because it's like one of those like
Okay.
very deep things. So I just like want
Okay.
to answer before we like break it down to talk about on another episode.
Sure,
But
sure. Hey, shout out to Angela Broswell. She says, "Hey, Boo Thangs, wanted to show you my love.
hey,
Mwah.
thanks for
We
the
love
love.
you back."
We need all the love. We need all the love.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And we missed y'all. Thank y'all for. We've had a lot. I saw the participants all the way up to 8 at one point. So thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for participating. And Johnny Richter, thanks for giving us that little 10 spot just to start off the year. Yup.
But
What other stuff can we
you
talk about?
know, okay. So I do you ever like don't know how to explain a certain thing you want to try with your partner, but you want to do it. So the only way to do it is by being in the action and then saying it. Because I feel that like a certain fantasy that I want to have, I try to explain it, then Robert was like, "What in the world?" And I'm just like, you know what? Never mind. We're just gonna get the equipment for it, and then I'm just gonna be like, "Here you go, Daddy."
So he just says that he just um well, I mean, there have been a couple times where I've kind of danced around like wanting to watch my partner and someone else. Like actually not wanting to be a participant, but like what would you do if that person just like started hitting on me, like kind of putting myself in the situation, and they like, and every time it's never like, "Oh, I'm down." I've just never met the person that's, like, down, or if they are, they will never, like, let me know, like, or I'll find out after the fact, but, no, I've never really had anything that I wanted to try that I didn't have I didn't have well, like I said, I guess with that, I was like pussy, pardon the expression, but I wasn't just like, I'm not like, yo, I just want to watch you fucking no motherfucker. That's all I want to do. I just could have said it like that. That's easy. But it would always be like, yeah, so like, would you let me? Like, or is that something you're in? They'd be like, oh, no, I'm not. What I look like. I'll go to, so, but no, never really had a hard time explaining something I wanted to try with a partner.
Because it's like my thing is, I told Robert that I want to be, I want to be chained up. I don't want to be tied up. I want to be chained up to the bed,
Chains.
and I want
Hmm.
him to force orgasm from with multiple vibrators and constantly have me on edge. So then by the time he inserts his penis in me, I am a explosive mess and I'm covered in sweat and lube and oils and lotions and all that stuff. And then I'm just like a squirting melch of goo by the time it's done. And me trying to explain it to him was terrifying him because he's like, "So you're chained up?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, "How are we gonna chain you up to the bed when there's nothing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll figure it out."
Oh God. Okay. I guess yeah. I guess I do. I do have some experience with that where it's just like you're not really like getting where I'm coming from with this. You're like trying to think of the logistics of it, and that's like secondary to like what I'm after. Yeah, I guess I have been like where my partner's like, so you wanna do it in there instead of there, or you wanna go and like I'm like, yeah, let's go. And they're like, but what if we make noise? And I'm like, you know what, just fuck me right here. I don't care anymore. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's move rooms because I want you to be loud and like these people are right underneath us. And it's like, well, we're gonna be making so much noise going by. Okay, fine. Just fuck. Okay. Like, so yeah, I guess I have experienced that in a way where it's like, you're not even where I am about like this fucking thing that we're doing. You're thinking about other shit.
Here's
But
the bed pose. And he's like,
yeah,
"We're gonna chain you." I'm like, "I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. There's so many ways you can chain."
I would just do long enough chains to like a C around the bed, and then those are on your legs, but you gotta have enough length
I
like
know.
that.
Well, he can also chain me down like a Christmas tree because of the bed because it's lifted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, someone that's like we both have experience in extreme sex, I guess you can say, that we can be creative. But my first is my St. Andrew's cross, and I'm going to have
Hmm.
it with the cuffs built into it, and the cuffs for the ankles built into it. Oh, and I also told him I want to get a custom made collar for
I
playtime.
like that too. Yeah.
I love, I don't know, I'm into all that stuff. He knows I'm into that stuff. It just, that side of me comes out every so. Like the super, like, I want to be punished like a little slut. So let's make it happen. Please, daddy.
Hmm.
I promise
Wow,
you, girl. Oh.
Cat, you're a lot. You're a lot. Like, I don't know. You'd probably wear me out. I don't know how Rob does it. Like,
Oh my
you
god,
know.
give and take. You gotta have the same. When you're like, the best kind of partner is someone that's exactly parallel to you. That's the best kind of partner to have. Because then it's just like, mhm.
Yeah, I'll find mine. Maybe I already did and I just don't know it.
Or maybe you have multiples. You can have more than one.
That too.
And
That too. Yeah, I might be able to exist on multiple different planes with multiple different
that's
loves.
okay. And that is okay. You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta be open. Like you're single, you should be open. Well, if you wanted to
Oh,
be,
I am. I
it's
mean,
just like I'm gonna be with 5 different people if I want. You're not gonna tell me what to do. It is my hole, and if I want 3 at the same time, I will take it because it is my hole.
yeah, that's liberating. That's liberating. I just don't I'm very emotional. I'm very emotional. So I've got to like protect my hole from getting attached and then someone's like, "Oh, this bitch is light. I'm taking him for a ride." And then it's like, I'm like, "But it was so real, was it though?" So I I got my passions, I got my modus of operandi, and so far it's worked. And I'm satisfied, and I know that I know ain't nobody kicking me out the motherfucking bed.
No, babe. No. And no, I'm an only child. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Oh no, because John Richter was like, "Do you have a sister?" I'm like, "No, there's only one.
Oh.
There's only one of me."
Oh yeah.
I'm
Ha ha
sorry.
ha. He's trying to meet someone like you. He's trying to meet like the other version of you for him.
Oh my gosh, but to go with your statement, yeah, I am a lot. But I'm also, I know what I want and I get it and it gets accomplished and it makes me come. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it sounds like that you and Rob are just enough for each other. You're just enough for each other. You know what I mean? Like that's enough for me. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and y'all have a beautiful love, and I'll find my cat Martini. I'll find my Rob Black
Oh,
another
don't worry.
day. You know what I'm saying?
I could, if you want, I can take you outside of the Rob Black realm and I can put you in situations that I probably would never do again. Where I'm like, that was fun for that specific partner, but I don't think I can carry this on with anybody else. You'd be like, what the fuck are you into? That to be like, I know I need an exorcist like every time the sex is done. I know, but whatever.
Ooh. Oh yeah, yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been taken that high.
Yeah.
Those were all like roaring 20s for me. Not
Yes.
even my 30s, because my 30s I was like a young professional, calling myself a young professional and not really behaving, more or less. Shit, my 30s I was with my last partner, so that was that mode. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been on them fucking like just like rolling into work in a wheelchair the next day. Like, I
Yeah.
can't talk.
That especially if you're, like, with the guy that has big hands, and then you're like, "I'm just gonna stay in bed with this ice pack on me, like, all day."
I've been beaten. You deserve to find
Yeah,
someone that makes you feel as legendary as you are, Larry, and you will. Aw, Gins. That was a sweet thing to say. I will. But I'm not searching. I'm not searching because right now I've got Cat Martini. I've got the Boulevard Bullies tomorrow night at 7. And in addition to that, my plate is full. Okay. So I get it where I fit in, and I'm not looking for it, but I know it'll come.
yes, and if you want something on the side, you're like, "Hey, do you got some sugar?" "Alright, I got the cream, let's go."
Oh yeah. And I am full of cream. Well, I guess do we have anything else to touch on, or you wanna rap ski?
Oh, rap ski. Oh my gosh, you know what? Speaking of rap ski, alright. One of the, science museums out here on
Hmm.
October. On February 16th, they're having the Science of Sex, and it's a 21 and over event. And I got tickets for me and Robert to go. I'm so excited. I'm like, this shit better make me horny because I will be blowing you in the middle.
Oh, that is hot. And you know what? You got to imagine that some other people are going to be like
Oh yeah.
there in that kind of, ooh,
But
Rochester.
I better not see any teachers there. I'm gonna be like, man, these people are freaks too. Jesus. Jesus.
Well, they are. They
I know.
fucking are. They just do their shit behind closed doors.
I know.
That reminds me, I've always wanted to go with someone to the Museum of Sex in New York, which I hear is very educational and just. You went?
Yeah, me, Amanda, um, my friend Alex, my friend Justine, and my friend Christine, we all went for my birthday to New York City. So,
I
of course I'm
remember
gonna
those
help, but
photos.
yes. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I
I
like
want to go. I want to go. I want to go on a date there.
you should.
Because I did I tell you about the one time like that my partner and I just went to like a extreme gifts, not even for anything, and just like walking around it and like touching things and like just like being like looking at that. We went home and had sex and it was like explosive. It was like so fucking like amazing. And I was like, yo, I think being around all that sex shit like fucking kind of like got us like, like ready, so I'm thinking like I want to take a date there and
Because they give you these little sex gummies and it's like THC and sex enhancement all in one. I haven't tried it. I still have it, but I'm like afraid that I'm like I'm already horny now. Like on top of me smoking weed, oh my gosh, I'd be like, fuck me. Ah."
fuck man. That's oh shit, I'd go there just for those. I tried. I think I showed you a picture of these. I have these gummies. I'm finished them now. They're called Boner Bears, and the cover of them is like two bears just like on each other like smiling at you like yeah, this is for boners. But not only does it like keep you hard, it like makes you bigger. It like actually enhances the size. I found out from someone who was like, "Whoa, you're like larger," and I'm like, "I am," and they're like, "Yeah, I don't remember it this big," and I was like, "Holy shit, that
I
shit
don't
actually
remember it
like."
this big.
Yeah, well, I mean, they knew they'd been there, they had it before, but like, I like took two of those and fucking got with them, and they were like, "I didn't know it was this big." So yeah, those gummies. That sounds like the ticket.
Funny. I don't remember it big. That's huge.
Yeah, it was like they were like, I remember it being like 9, and this is more like 10, almost 10 and a half. And I was like, what? If you say
What?
so. Hmm.
Did
These
you?
are these are like
What?
these are mush. I get them from a psychedelic shop. Like I get them from like not true. I don't know what the word is. Psilocybin mushrooms, but like all of the stuff like that's for like I don't know ginseng and roots and shit that like just gets your blood flowing. So yeah, they work. So if y'all ever come across them, they're called Boner Bears. They come 6 in a pack, and all you need is 2.
Well then.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I don't know when, maybe this summer, but I'm gonna make myself a date for that sex museum in New York, and I'm gonna take just the right shorty to make sure that afterwards we
Yes.
fill each other's holes.
Oh, all night. All night long.
All night, all night long. Oh, that's another thing about my New Year's Day sex. It was pretty lengthy. It was pretty nice amount of time. Yeah, nice little couple different flip flops and flies. So
Anal sex galore. Anal sex galore
yes, we
for Larry Legend.
anal anal sex all over the place. And with that said, I think it's a good time for us to say goodbye to everybody that joined us tonight.
It was a
And
glorious welcome back show.
yeah, we're so glad to be back. And I mean, you know how we are when we can find the time, we join y'all. Stay tuned, connected to all of our social media, and we'll let you know the next time that you can join Larry Legend
And cat.
and Cat Martini for all holes felt.
Ah,
Mwah.
mwah. Good
See
night.
y'all. We love you.
Mwah.